What's going on, YouTube? It's James with Shothammer Fantasy Battle Reports, and I got round 2 of the Brawler Bash 2016. First round, I went against Jason and his dwarf army, and the Nashers won the whole game for me. I mean, my Orcs didn't even get into combat, and a couple of my other units didn't even get into combat. So, round 2, we're playing in the diagonal, and I'm playing against Landon and his Sylvan Elves, and Landon, he actually gave me his whole army list here. And Landon, if you're watching this video, you didn't give me a name on your sheet, dude. You just gave me a sheet with what you had. But so I have a problem with Sylvan Elves, and that's because I always lose against them. I haven't had one game where I actually won against any type of wood elf army. So I'm looking at it like, oh god, I really don't want to fight Sylvan Elves right now. But we're playing in the diagonal. My objective in this game is to have one unit run away from combat before it starts and rally on the next turn, or without failing the flee, dying, and being able to rally. And if I do that, I'm able to get 500 points. Sounds easy enough. I do get a bonus D3 on my flee distance on one of my flees, so I have to take advantage of that. And besides that, we're gonna go. Let's just go over what we had brought to the table. Over here, I have a unit of 20 forest goblins. They have they're skirmishers. They have tomahawks. They have the poison banner. Over here I have Kabuto the Python. Kabuto the Python is a level 2 Lore of Wilderness Orc Shaman. Over here I have a Splatterer. I have King Koopa. King Koopa doesn't care. Hashtag. He is a Goblin Lord with a 1-up armor and a 4-up regen. Over here I have 2 Git Launchers. I have my 5 Goblin Wolf Raiders in the back with a shotgun. That is Baron Longshot, the Chariot Killer. Always hits on 4s with poison shots to top it off. Over here I have my block of 32 or 33 Orc Ed Bashers. They have the BSB with them. The BSB has a banner to protect this unit from shooting. Over here I have a unit of 30 Cave Nashers, and over here I have my 12 Orcs with crossbows. I have Warboss Dread Irontooth with 2-up armor and a 4-up ward. I have the A-Rock, the Gargantula, the Ocon MVP, and new title there. And I have my level 2 Baxter. Now, as for spells, I got Curse of the Wildwood, I got Monstrous Transformation, and I got the Beast Within as well as Fireball. I keep the Monstrous Transformation. I would have normally changed that to the signature and take whatever else was the other signature, the other dice I rolled out. But I kept the Monstrous Transformation because it has a dragon ability to turn myself into a dragon, and I could do a Flaming Breath weapon. So I'm thinking like that could actually be used against a whole army full of trees and stuff. Over here I have Chariot of the Mist and Shadow Miasma, because Chariot of the Mist could be useful in movement, because I do need a lot of movement help in a battle against Sylvan Elves. As for my opponent, he has the Beast Within. Oh man, I can't make out that other one. I think he had Swarm of Insects, Bell of Darkness, Morax Fury, and Soul Drain. So he had a bunch of he had a Wilderness, and he had a couple other spells. I think those are from death spells maybe. Over here, these are his Blade Dancers. He has 2 units of them. This one had 11 deep, and then the other one had 12 deep. Over here he has his Tree Father Ancient, Avatar of Nature, and Tangling Vines. He's the general. Over here, excuse me, he has a unit of 5 Wild Huntsmen. This unit had shields, and then there's another one. I don't know where I lost it. Whatever. Over here he has a unit of, I want to call these Sentinels. I think these are just Sentinels. And then in the back you see that guy with the banner on the left. That is his Thicket Shepherd. He has a BSB. He has Entwined as well. The guy in the back with the green feathered hat, that's his Druid. He has a level 2 Black Magic, and then he also has a Dispel Scroll. Over here, like I said, there's another 5 Sentinels. In the back in the silver, Those are his, I think those are 14 Sylvan Archers. They have black arrows. Over here he has, well, I think that was 10, but this is the 14 Sylvan Archers with black arrows. They both have black arrows. And there you go. In the back over there, he has another unit of Wild Huntsmen. This one actually had like a Standard Bearer and some extra buffs on them. And then he had another Tree Father there. He has a unit of Dryads, whatever. I don't know how they're pronounced. They're chilling right on the right there, but you can barely see them. And they do have a Dryad Matriarch. As you can see, this is a diagonal deployment. I'm trying to play with I got to choose the deployment, and I also dropped my army. And I believe I try to drop first, because if he takes advantage of the range, he actually outshoots me. He has very good, accurate guys with 30-inch ranges all around. I do got that building in my favor, so I'm going to go ahead and put my, in deployment, I put my orcs in that building just so they can shoot stuff. I believe the shaman's in that building with them as well. But I have my goblins all the way up on the top trying to go for that forest. They're actually going to go ahead and try to kill that giant tree man father guy up on the top. At first I thought that was his general when he was deploying, so I kind of put more forces on that side to deal with his general. Then I realized it's just a monster. His tree man father comes out later. But I put Koopa on the left by himself. I put the Wolf Riders on the left. There's like a field and a forest in the way over there, and then I just kind of put A-Rock protecting the left flank. Right? So we're gonna go into turn 1, Orcs and Goblins, and of course I did Vanguard up with my Wolf Riders. As you can see, I'm looking at his army like so. Again, he has a lot of shooting, so what I did was I put Longshot actually with the Wolf Riders, just so he could have some cover fire, some shooting, and I put him right behind this wall here so they could kind of use it as protection. I go ahead and I move up my Forest Goblins. I kind of move up my General with his with the Orcs right there, and I kind of keep the Squigs back for a turn. A-Rock on this side, he's just going to go ahead and he's just kind of sitting back. He's going to use that web launcher to his advantage, hopefully. Koopa comes up this way, and Koopa is, you know, I see some skirmishers there. They're a bunch of like strength 3 guys, or maybe strength 4, but I'm not too worried about them. But what I do is I decide I'm not going to fight him in the forest. I'm going to go ahead and keep Koopa just outside of range here. So if he wants to charge me, he can, but he'll be out of the forest. Magic Phase, I got 7 power dice. I go ahead and I throw up Curse of the Wildwood. I get it off, and I throw it onto his Wild Huntsman. So then I go ahead and I throw up 2 dice onto Shadow Miasma, and I think I failed that dice just ridiculously. Then I go ahead and I throw up a Fireball, and he dispels that one. That was it for my magic. My magic was garbage right there. We're going to go into shooting. Shooting, I go ahead and I threw my Rock Lava right at his general. It drifts off and it does absolutely nothing. I'm just trying to kill a general right now. Just get rid of him right at the beginning. I go ahead and I shoot my web launcher at basically at one of the blocks of his archers, and it hits the unit, kills off 3 of the guys, and that is the first blood of the game by the A-Rock. Goes ahead and that's all it really does. I'm going to shoot both Git launchers at his general, and both of them hit. Both of them wound, and I only get like 2 dice on them. And out of the 2 dice, I ended up doing 2 wounds, which is great. My orcs over here in the building, they're going to start shooting, and they end up shooting off one of his archers over here. And then Longshot himself is going to go ahead and shoot and at his general, and it gets a wound off, but he ward saved it. That was it for my turn. I mean, I just try to shoot the crap out of him right now while I have a chance. So going to start off his turn. Sylvan Elves turn 1. So this is how the table looks right now. He moves up his... He does a long charge from his Blade Dancers into my Forest Goblins. And I actually flee. And I figured right now is the best time I could flee from them and stay on the table. I do, and I get my 500 points that way. So I'm just like, aha, I got extra points. So they're going to fail their charge, of course. These guys are going to charge it to Koopa, and Koopa's just like, I don't care, man. Koopa doesn't care. He redirects towards my Nashers, and I believe he's going to fail that charge ridiculously. These guys get in over here, and everybody just starts to move up a little bit. He's going to be able to shoot more. Magic Phase, he got 5 power dice. He goes ahead and throws up a couple dice onto the Beast Within, onto his unit that's fighting Koopa. He gets it off. I try to stop it, but he gets it off. And that's about it for his magic. He's going to go into shooting. Over here, he has all the sentinels start shooting at my squigs. Kills off 3 squigs here. These guys over here, his archers, they shoot off squigs, kill off a couple more squigs. And the other archers are shooting at my dogs, kill off 2 of my dogs. These guys over here start shooting at more squigs, kill off another couple squigs. Squigs are just dying by the droves right now, man. This is just brutal. But basically, that was all his shooting. We're going to go to close combat. Close combat, over here, he has this ability where he just puts everybody's, like, attacks focused on just the guys who are in contact. So he has all these attacks coming straight into Koopa, and I'm like, whatever, man, Koopa's gonna survive. So he does all these rolls. Look at all these rolls. These are all his dice that hit and wound. He's hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s. I go ahead and I throw up all the dice. I'm like, man, Koopa doesn't care. He has a 1-up armor, right? And look at this shit. What is that? 1 3 3 1 1 1. I'm like, holy crap. Koopa got his ass chumped and couldn't pass some easy-ass armor saves. Easy armor saves, Koopa. Are you kidding me, man? And that, just like that, my left side crumbles because that's all I had on the left side. So we're going to go to Orcs and Goblins, turn 2. Squigs are going to charge into his guys here. They flee. Pop out this way, so I'm like, shit. So I'm going to go ahead and redirect. I redirect into his Tree Father over here. I'm just like, well, hopefully I could take a chunk out of this Tree Father monster with all these attacks, right? I really wanted to do is just get the squigs out of getting shot, because if I move another turn or whatever, they're just going to shoot the squigs more and more. So I go ahead and I charge in like so. I get in. Okay? Over here, what is this? I forgot a picture why I took a picture of this. I move up my my orcs actually up that way, and I'm thinking like, you know, I ended up putting Kabuto in that unit too, and the reason for it was I was thinking like, you know, Kabuto's gonna get shot up. If anybody's outside of the unit, they're gonna get shot up. That's just the bottom line right now. Besides that, if Kabuto sticks in that unit, he gets that 5-up ward against shooting, so he could, you know, survive some. And to top it off, I'm going to go ahead and just try to decide to get that unit into combat. I mean, he has is archers. I have to take care of those skirmishers somehow, though. And then after seeing how many attacks, they got like 20 attacks and wounds on Koopa. So I'm like, if they're going to do that on Koopa, they could do that to my orcs, no problem. My orcs are the same toughness as Koopa, and I don't have any armor saves on the orcs. So I'm like, and no ward saves. So I'm just thinking like, man, I can't get into combat straight up with those skirmishers. I have to kill those skirmishers off. Magic phase, I got 7 power dice. So I go ahead and I decide, you know what? Since I moved that unit up, I'm going to go ahead and do Monstrous Transformation. So I do. I throw a shit ton of dice on Monstrous Transformation. I get it off on Kabuto. And I'm thinking, I'm going to turn myself into a fucking dragon and burn a hole through those skirmishers, right? So I use the Wild Hunt and I move my unit even closer just so I can burn them, right? Shooting phase over here, I'm going to shoot my Rock Lava right at his general. It does 2 more wounds onto his general. This Git Launcher explodes. This Git Launcher hits, wounds, he ward saves. Gah! So close to killing his general. Crossbow orcs over here, they're going to start shooting at some more archers. They kill off a couple more archers over here. Long shot over here kills off one of these skirmishers. And then the freaking Ragnarok misfires and takes a wound from his misfire. Nashers over here do 2 wounds onto his Tree Father in close combat. He kills off a shit ton of Nashers. Oh man, and I believe I actually fail that combat. I might be failing that combat. I don't remember. No. Yeah, they fail the combat. He Thunderstomps, gets like a 6 on his Thunderstomp, kills off a shit ton. I lose combat by a lot. My general doesn't keep them in check. My BSB is a little too far. So they're going to blow up. And when they blow up, they go this way. 1 kills 2 of the skirmishers, which is great. 1 kills a couple more of these archers over here, which is great. And 1 kills 1 orc. Alright. So that's how it looks right now. I was going to do in shooting phase, in this picture you can see it. I was going to shoot my Fire Breath from Kabuto. And I thought, for some reason, I thought it was a template. And if it was a template, I was just going to shoot it through those archers into the skirmishers and hopefully hit the other skirmishers, right? And then he's like, no, you just pick a target within 6 inches and do 2d6. And the fucked up thing is, I actually knew that rule. I knew it! And I still forgot, and I still set myself up here. And I'm like, shit. My Orc's in a bad spot now, and I didn't burn off those skirmishers. I could have burned off the archers in front of me, but if I did that, I'm giving him a legal charge with his skirmishers, and I just do not want to give him a legal charge with his skirmishers. So I'm like, son of a bitch. So it starts off his turn. Sylvan Elves turn 2, I think this is. He's going to charge with his Wild Huntsman, and I'm like, flee. And I roll the fucking dice, and I get a 3. I was going to flee because I was like, I got this, no problem. I roll it, a 3. I was going to just make him fail a turn charging at me, even though they have a good movement. I was going to make him fail a turn charging at me. I could still shoot at him for a turn or 2, but I rolled a fucking 3. And just like that, he eats my entire Orc horde. Son of a bitch! One thing I did forget, and there's one thing I did forget until after the game, and it's just way too late, was I did put Kabuto in that unit. Kabuto is frenzied, and since he's frenzied, that unit couldn't declare a flee, but, you know, whatever. That's how the game was played. Son of a bitch, man! I did not want to give him a flank. Not only that, because he was going to charge his huntsmen into my flank. They're going to do like 20 attacks, kill off a shit ton of orcs. His skirmishers were going to charge in. They're going to kill off a shit ton of orcs. And they would have destroyed me either way. But then I thought about it. I was like, I should have just gave it. I should have just stood there. I should have held my ground, fought a couple, kill a couple, whatever. So, magic phase, he got 7 power dice. He goes ahead and throws a bolt of darkness. He gets it off, and he's trying to hit my general, I believe. And I dispel scroll it. I'm like, you can't kill my general right now, man. So that's basically it after magic. We're going to go into shooting these guys over here. They're going to start shooting at my wolf riders to kill off 2 more wolf riders, and all his other shooting really didn't do much because there was a lot of charges and moves and stuff. So we're going to go into turn 3, Orcs and Goblins. I decide, fuck it, Dread's going to charge that fucking giant monster. He's like, that monster's already wounded because of the squigs. He could finish him off. That's not a problem. He could change his direction. Oh, actually, I wanted him to hit the Tree Father and hit into that unit of Wild Huntsman back there, right? I charged the A-Rock into his Wild Huntsman that just killed off the Orcs. The A-Rock's like, fuck it, I'm pissed. I rallied the Forest Goblins. I moved long shot out of the unit of the Wolf Riders, and I used the Wolf Riders to come up for chaff a bit. But as you can see, they're still able to be. They're still in the way. He didn't make it far enough, basically. So I go ahead and I figure Dread's in trouble if he doesn't finish off that Tree Father age just because those skirmishers are staring straight at Dread right now. I have like 1 working Git Launcher and 1 working Rock Lava. I could try to do this. Magic Phase, I got 7 power dice. I go ahead and I throw up a shit ton of dice on Chariot of the Mist. And this is really important. He's just like, I got double 6s. He's like, go for it. He's like, I don't understand what you're trying to do. And I'm like, alright. So I go ahead and I take a wound for the miscast. And I decide to move my 1 Wolf Rider. Bam! Right there. Chaff him up. He's like, shit. So he didn't see that one coming. I go ahead and that was it. My only spell. I think I tried to do Shadow Miasma. He stopped that. No, I miscast. I lost all my dice. So I go ahead and I shoot my Git Launcher at his general. And BAM! Got his general. His general's dead. He's like, that sucks because it's so many points. It was 320 points looking at the list right now. But 420 because I killed his general. But we're going to go into shooting over here. The long shot shooting at his skirmisher kills off 1 more out of the 2. I need to get points here. The crossbows are shooting at this unit here. They kill off 2 more, and I believe I cause a panic on this one. Not sure yet. And then Dread's going to start off close combat. And Dread hits this guy like 6 times. He armor saves half of them and ward save the rest. I failed to wound the guy. Nidhogg goes, fails to wound him. He fails to wound Dread, and he loses combat by 1. But he tries to do all his attacks into a crush attack. So he throws all the dice, or he gets rid of all the dice, does 1 attack, crush attack, he misses. That sucks. I just hit the guy with 11 attacks, and a lot of them hit and wounded, and he ward saved all of it. He's going to live, and he doesn't run. And I'm like, shit, this didn't go as planned. Over here, his Wild Huntsman just do 3 wounds onto A-Rock. A-Rock goes back, does 3 wounds. I charged, did 3 wounds. He has a banner and did 3 wounds. We stick there for a round of combat. This is how it looks. Like I said, my left side fell apart a long time ago with Koopa. He's coming in with those Dryads. He's coming in with his freaking Marksman. My tower's going to be in trouble soon. We're going to go over here into Sylvan Elves turn 3. Sylvan Elves turn 3. He's going to go ahead and charge the obvious charge here, which is going to cause him to have a flank charge and come to my flank. He's going to charge his archers because archers in the way of the Dryads to get into my A-Rock. So he charges the archers to the A-Rock and charges the Dryads into the A-Rock. And they get in, like I said, in a flank here. And then these guys, the archers got in. The Dryads failed to charge. So the A-Rock has a chance to finish this off. This is how it looks. We're going to go to Magic Phase. Magic Phase, he got 3 power dice. He goes ahead and throws up. He does a spell to attack my Doom Diver, or my Rock Lava, and he gets it off, and he kills it. Oh, he does Swarm of Insects. He does Swarm of Insects onto my Splatterer and kills off my Splatterer. Fuck. Alright, we're going to go over here into his shooting, I believe. Yeah, the one guy shooting at Longshot does 1 wound to Longshot through my skirmishers. What a bastard. Oh, man. Why didn't I shoot this guy in the next turn? I don't know. Anyways. Over here, all these archers over here are going to go ahead and shoot at Longshot. They fail to wound him. And then these archers over here end up shooting at Longshot and killing Longshot. Causes a panic check onto the Goblins. Goblins stick. These girls kill off my last Wolf Rider and close combat. The A-Rock ate the unit of Huntsman. He goes ahead and starts thunder stomping, kills off 1 more over here. They're going to flee, and it causes a panic between his guys over here, but they didn't run far enough. They ran slightly forward in the way of his freaking other Huntsmen. I really want to kill those other Huntsmen. I really want to kill the other skirmishers, and I'm just kind of stuck at the moment. Over here, Koopa does 1 wound onto his guy over here. He does his attack back. He does the crush attack. It hits. It wounds. I roll the ward save. I forgot to roll the clutch dice ward save. And he fucking multi-wounds and kills my general. God damn it. This game is like falling apart, man. Oh, man. It's brutal. It's brutal. That guy has 1 wound left. His freaking tree man has 1 wound left. And it's going to start off. I believe this is my turn. Orcs and Goblins turn 4. So, I'm just going to say this right now. Alright? Hindsight is 2020. I really, really wanted to chase his... I really wanted to go for his skirmishers. His archers were in the way of my wheel. I had to charge the archers that were already fleeing, and they flee past the other unit, right? I should have just charged somebody else. I think this is actually... I don't think they were actually in the way of the wheel. I'm going to look back here. No, they weren't in the way of the wheel. I really should have just charged the side of his fucking skirmishers. I'm looking at it now. So I charged his archers. They run past his huntsman. I wanted to redirect. I couldn't. I couldn't redirect because I'm a leadership 6. I fail the redirect. I fail charge. And I just end up right there. Force Goblins come up. The Force Goblins are trying to put in 1 Hail Mary shot into that freaking giant tree father. We're going to go to Magic Phase. Magic Phase got 5 power dice. I go ahead and I throw up Chariot of the Mist. And he dispels it. And I go ahead and I do Shooting Phase. Shooting Phase, I go ahead and I shoot all the crossbows into this unit here. I figure I got to kill some points and just finish off a unit that's almost dead. And I only get 2 wounds here. It causes them to panic. That one guy's going to run. And he gets away like so. This Git launcher, the last Git launcher, blows up. Cannot shoot for 2 turns. And that's how it looks right now. It's going to start off. Oh, by the way, my Baxter just escaped the building. He's like, fuck the building. I'm getting out of here. We're going to go to Sylvan Elves turn 3. he's going to go ahead and charge. Oh, he can't charge because he can't clear the line of sight of his archer block there. So he can't charge there. But how is he doing this? Oh, I think he decides he's going to charge both. I think that's what it is. I think he could clear him. Never mind. So he decides to charge here into my forest goblins. My forest goblins, I think I actually tried to shoot him. And he decided to charge with his tree man father, and I failed the terror check. They run away like so. They run through one guy. The one guy causes a shit ton of DTs. I take a couple DTs. He charges with that guy and chases them off the table. They run off the table like so. He charges that single guy, redirects him into my chaffing, broken Doom Diver. I'm using my Doom Diver to walk this way to get in the way before he gets in the building, but he charges into it. He charges these guys into the A-Rock, and he charges these guys into the A-Rock, and only the Huntsmen get in. And then this guy gets in over here. Magic Phase, he got 5 power dice. He goes ahead and throws up Morax Fury onto his Huntsman. Shooting Phase, these guys shoot at Baxter. Kill off Baxter. These guys go in close combat to destroy my A-Rock. There was just no chance he was going to live all those attacks. And then right here, this is how it looks into Orcs and Goblins turn 6. This is apparently. I forgot what turn it is. I just kept going with the story. So this is how it looks. I'm just going to start shooting at those guys. That's all I could do. I try to shoot his freaking Huntsman. He armor saves them all. We're going to go into his turn, last turn of the game. Sylvan Elves turn 6. He charges both of them in. I decide I'm going to stand and shoot the freaking the Huntsman. I end up killing 3 of the Huntsmen on that stand and shoot. They're frenzied though, so they don't care. They get in. Magic Phase, he got 6 power dice. I really don't let him do much. And Shooting Phase, he shoots a couple of shots into my Git Launcher. My Git Launcher lives. Over here, close combat, he kills off only 3 of my guys. My guys go back and they kill off that one single guy over there and one of the Huntsmen. I didn't finish off the last Huntsman. He actually fails combat and he breaks, but it doesn't matter. Oh my god, that was a brutal game. My biggest issue. I don't think I had a bad matchup with this opponent actually. I was looking at it. You know, I think I could have handled it better. Obviously his Dryads weren't even in effect, but neither were my Orcs really. But I think I just played a piss poor game, and Landon is a good opponent, and obviously he knew his rules for his army very well. I failed on a couple things. I failed on just trying to do that freaking Monstrous Transformation Fiery Breath, and that cost me the game. Thinking I was going to do something cool like that. Dread failing to the freaking to kill the single wound. The single wound on that Tree Father cost me the game. I mean, it was just I fell apart, and failing to charge the proper opponent with the A-Rock cost me the game. I actually, even though I killed his general, even though I got the 500 points for running off doing a successful flee, I still squeezed out 2 points out of this opponent. 2, maybe 4 points. It might have been 4. I'm going to check really quick. Nope, 2 points. He got 21 points off of me, and I was just like, God damn it. That really could have went a different way. Even redoing the video right now, I just saw it, and I was just like, man, I had so much going for me, and I let it just all slip out of my fingers. This knocks me down a few notches, unfortunately. Those Huntsmen scared the shit out of me, and I should have focused a little bit more firepower into them early on. Killing off his general pretty early on was a decent boost, but it really didn't matter to his game, obviously. I mean, that is what it is. And I was afraid of his shooting more than I should have been. And I think that kind of cost me as well. I was doing well holding off in the back and I killed off a good chunk of his army. Unfortunately, what happens is there's a lot of his units still have like 1 or 2 people on the table still, and a couple of his units never fleed off the table. So I think I could have just sat back, shot at him a couple more rounds, and probably came up at him a little bit more head on versus doing like trying to take over the right side of the table versus the left side of the table. I think that would have changed a bit. Koopa dying was just horrible. That was just horrible, and unfortunately, you know, I got outmaneuvered, I got outflanked, I got out attacked and outspeeded, and it was a tough army to deal with in general. Outshot. It was and losing my shaman early on too. That really did hurt. It really did. So we're gonna go into turn three. Turn three, I end up getting a game against my another opponent I've never faced before, obviously because I'm not from North Carolina. But this is Sandler and his Legion of Demons army. As for this game's MVP, I actually have to give it to the A-Rock. Shit. What did I do? I didn't mean to. Ah, man. Am I still recording? I am recording. Sorry. I hit a button on my computer. I want to give it to the A-Rock. She did a really good job. The honorable mention really has to go to the Git Launcher and the Rock Lava for trying to destroy his general. They did a good job killing off his general, actually, and that earned me a good chunk of points. But the A-Rock was just kind of like fighting off numerous attackers and making him fail charges all around, and actually stuffed up what he needed to stuff up, and that's what he does, or she does, excuse me. But it didn't matter. So I'm giving it to the A-Rock still. I think the A-Rock was a solid piece. Failing the redirect kind of messed me up at the end, but at that point it really didn't matter. I was just trying to squeeze out some extra points there. So A-Rock, honorable mention, Doom Divers, and yeah, that's about it for this video. I really don't have much else to say. I kind of got my ass kicked. It knocks me down on the boards again, but hopefully I could make it up. And we'll see how that goes. Besides that, if you guys have any comments or feedback, please leave it in the comment section below. If you guys want to dog my deployment, please dog it. I don't care. And besides that, guys, I hope you're enjoying these videos. I have a couple more videos coming. Obviously, I have the rest of the Brawlers Bash coming. And, yeah. And that's about it for right now. If you guys like to help support my channel, you guys can go to my YouTube channel page. On the right side, there's a support icon underneath on the right side, and you just hit that, and it'll allow you to donate to my channel. And then hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I am going to get going to my back workout right now, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Take care, and peace.